She is going to be giving a presentation about indigos and crystals, and when I saw her presentation that she did to fill in for me when I couldn't make it out to Spain, I was so impressed, and particularly hearing how she moved the people as well to tears and wanting to give her warm embraces laced in grace. I thought, I would really want for everybody else to see this presentation as well, so I kind of bugged her into getting a chance to be able to record her and share her wonderful inspiration that she got from, how do I say this? She got inspired by my presentation and added to it, put her own bit to it, which complements it very, very nicely. And this is something that I encourage within everybody when they're creating their own presentations as well, to put themselves into it, their own style and vision and so forth. So, without further ado, I'm going to give you ANAI. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear Jessica, for your kind words and support to my mission. This video is part 1 of the series Indigo Crystal. On this video, I would like to present the indigo and crystal energies the way I perceive them, and also present our project related to them. In further videos of the series, I will get into detail about how these energies are helping us to become a multidimensional and conscious co-creator here on Earth. Change has always been one constant in our life here on Earth. Everything changes and transforms as we are born, grow, have our experiences and die in our three-dimensional bodies. But now, a big change in capital letters is happening. Beyond our personal and natural changes, we are experiencing a change in our consciousness, the way how we perceive the world and the decisions we make and why we do it. Even the economic, political and religious systems are also changing at the pace that our collective consciousness changes. For most people, these recent years have been very trying, with challenges at a personal, relational and professional level. Even the physical needs have changed. There is a feeling as if time passed quicker than before, and the manifestations occur also at record time. Also, the people feel the need to examine in another light the decisions they took at the past. There is an increased need to be true to ourselves, to find and to move through what we really are passionate for, rather than what reasonably appears to be better. In the people in general, a search and an openness toward spirituality is taking place that did not exist a few years ago. These changes can lead to fear and disorientation. Many people are still reliant on belief systems that are falling apart, and they feel very alone within themselves, not knowing anymore what to think and feel on a world plenty of illusions. This is the first veil to reveal, to realize that we are not alone. We have never been and never will be. We have beings around us who are very aware of the development of the earth and the progress made by every one of us. Some people can perceive the presence of angels, their own guides, or other beings of light. It is not necessary to see or hear them, but being aware of the synchronicities and messages happening around us that they might be sending us. The changes not only concern the human race. The earth itself is changing and evolving on many levels. The earth is making its own evolutionary efforts in parallel with ours, and certainly her first goal is that every being that exists on earth can go through these changes in the most gentle and loving way possible. The earth is very powerful and only expects us to respect the sacredness of the manifested life, to remain connected and feel her inspiration and teachings along our journey together. In order to join this transition period and to prepare the anchoring of new energies on Earth, some souls carrying these energies have been born through the years. There have been attached many names to them, like star seeds, indigo crystals, golden, rainbow, diamond, octarine, and many more. These pins have been labeled according to their behaviors and skills, but also according to their auric fields and the effects they do in their environment and other persons. They usually keep a strong connection to their higher self. Some may have memories of other life and are even aware of their soul's treasures, life plan, and mission. As an introduction to the wide range of new energies that are present on Earth, I would like to speak first of two types of energies that are complementary and are widely present today: indigo and crystal energies. There are many different approaches to them, and I would not like to get lost in semantics and definitions. The important thing is to know that there are complementary energies that work in our manifested world as well in our soul. No matter how we name them, they exist and have a purpose in our lives. I will explain here my particular take on them, based on my experience and observations. The energy I call indigo, which has been manifested in the planet for many decades, is helping us to deprogram ourselves and get free from those parts of the system that are not working for our well-being, and to liberate us from all conditions that impel us to get caught in the materiality and focus on the outside material world and ignoring our true essence. The energy I identify as a crystal energy is the one in charge to help us to get in contact with ourselves and free our potential to be expressed. When we get in contact with these energies, the first thing that happens is that we become more aware of our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. We perceive more clearly what is happening around us and who we really are, in spite of our beliefs and expectations of the society. This compels us to lead changes in our environment, to pay attention to what happens to us as a chain of causalities instead of casualties, and to focus on what we want to change in order to feel better. The indigo energy helps us to say no to everything that is in our environment which is harmful for us or for the society in general, regardless of whether it is something completely accepted or established. Indigo children have earned a reputation as rebels for not accepting injustice or abusive situations that are accepted as normal. When they are told that is the way things work, so get better used to it, they respond, no, if it is wrong, it must be changed. I do not accept it that way. They smell deception from a distance and are very sensitive to the fakeness and hypocrisy of the society that follows the law of the strongest and allow hidden agendas based on opacity and hierarchical structures. They realize that to experience living like ensembled cubes in a mechanized, normalized, and standardized society, it is not the reason humans are being born here on Earth. Instead of this, the beings expressing the indigo energy carry within them a vision of a transparent and fair society based on solidarity and sustainable development, which is to be manifest through their actions. They are also excellent programmers, helping people to realize what is really happening and therefore not giving their power to others. Doing this, people can become aware of their own potential, the consequence of their decisions, and how to master their own creations on the material plane. We have an example of how the indigo energy can act in the young Ryan, who at the age of 6 was told at school that many people were dying in Africa for lacking access to drinking water. This boy decided he had to do something about it, and having been informed that wells were needed there to have drinking water, he began to collect money until at the age of 8 he had collected enough money to give to an NGO and finance his first well. Today, through the foundation's Ryan Well, over 500,000 people have drinking water, and other projects are inspired and financed. By refusing to accept this injustice and the established assumption that he was too young to do anything, Ryan could make a difference in the life of many people and change the consciousness of the people he came into contact by the way. The enormous energy and willfulness to change things that this vibration brings may fall into rebelliousness and attention and behavior disorders if they are not given a proper channel. Starting from childhood, they need to have responsibilities and feel that they are changing their environment for the better. The crystal energy begins to act when a person, having been freed from the constraints of the system and being able to believe that she has the power to change herself and her circumstances, decides to do solar astrology and becomes aware of her own uniqueness. This person realizes that each person's soul comes in a different shapes and contents, and have also special talents and skills. Becoming aware of this enables this person to break free from the standardized cube built of self-limiting and erroneous beliefs. Once these steps is done, the conscious essence of a person is free to fully express its marvelous individuality as a shining jewel and transcend the materiality. The insight that follows, that we are just one, enables the soul to get attached by law of attraction to the gear of a cosmic spiral evolving towards the oneness experienced in higher dimensions, getting aligned with the rest of the creation and the earth itself. If the extreme sensitivity present into the crystal energy is overloaded, allergies can be manifest and they can tend in extreme cases to completely disconnect and fall in autism, as a measure of self-protection from an environment that they feel is too hostile. An example of how the crystal energy works is Tipi, a girl whose parents photograph while interacting with animals. The special thing about Tipi is that she was able to empathize with the vibration of the animals to the point that she got accepted by them as their equal. In contrast to this, the parents had to take the pictures from a cage so that the wild animals wouldn't attack them while they were interacting with Tipi. For example, in the photo with an ostrich, it looks like Tipi has the same feeling and attitude as the ostrich. Another example of how the crystal energy changes people inside through her works is Keanu. This girl has been a precocious painter and poet, but her real talent lies in her ability to encode the essence of human experience in a message that the observer receives while watching the picture, so it helps the viewer or reader to empathize or understand an experience that would normally be not familiar, such as those from other races, religions, and cultural environments.